I wasn't scared of anything.
Anything, you can do anything for him.
I was even bonding already, because for me, I was having sex. I'm giving sex. I'm offering sex because it's a way of bonding for me, and my mind was telling me it's love. You know, when you love somebody, you have sex with them. And again, according to my values, I don't have sex for nothing. So for me, I was genuinely, bonding. Unfortunately for him, it was something. That's now when he takes the sex. He doesn't ask me, and he undressed after beating me. When I'm crying there, that's when he will do the act. He takes me to the bathroom and puts water in a trough. And me, psychologically, I said, come atanipiga and then my babies will be okay.
Yes, no problem.
So I took it and nikaona meka maji. You see these troughs that we wash clothes, jumbo for women, ya duvet.
Yes.
I have those kinds of troughs. Akaeka maji, me I'm just there, I don't know what he's doing. He put it on the toilet bowl. So he puts that on the toilet bowl. He holds my hands from the back. He's so big, his hand is holding my hands and I can't remove them. And then he holds my hair. He's having sex with me and dipping my head in that water.
What?
And when he's having sex with me here, he's dipping my head in this water. Remember, the where he's using is any.
Hapo kwa sex. Hapo ndio natakanga Kiswahili because some people out there wanataka kuelewa vizuri. Sex ama akiwa akifanya mapenzi kwako, akikuinamisha, kumaanisha ana have sex na wewe kupitia nyuma.
Yes.
My God.
And that is rape. And I remember the first time it was so painful. When he was done, I was just left there around 10 in the night. I could not get up.
But wewe ni bibi yake, angekuuliza tu vizuri, ungempea basi hata kama ni nyuma mbele.
He no longer asks. Actually, he beats me up severely before he does the act.
It was the first time having you sex through back.
Yeah, and sometimes we will be in bed. He just goes there, but without even consulting you. And I remember when I tried to complain to him, babe, it's just sex. It's just sex. I love you. He's not even bringing you into that. Sometimes you can even tell somebody and they agree. For me, it happened to me, and there was no. We are not together. Like it became rape. It was now being used as a weapon. Things, and then I saw him at a certain point pick a mirror. A mirror. I had a mirror on the wall. Yeah. I used to look at myself. He goes to that mirror and he's hitting it with the hand. The fist. Yeah. And it's cutting him. And when it doesn't crush properly, he picked some of that. Went to the cooking area and there's that garlic crusher. He puts the glass inside and he's crushing it. And he's saying how if I hear a voice in this house, you are going to feed on this. I am going to feed you with this glass.
Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I greet you according to a time wherever you are. Receiving my greetings as usual. My name is KJ Mtoto wa Mungu, aka Lakuman. First, I want to say thank you, and I will never get tired of saying thank you. Thank you for your support, your like. Thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. I know and I believe that every video, story, interview, upload here, you watch and you learn from it. And today I'm sitting with a sister who has a story. Maybe, just maybe, umepatana na story yake pahali pengine, but ana feel story yake bado hajaishare vizuri. Why? Anataka reach more people because the same situation or problem she faced in her marriage bado watu wengine wana face in their marriages. So ako hapa kushare and also kukuchanua wewe, hivyo ndio tunasema mtaani, to help you because before you get married or before you get married to that person or that lady or that man, you have to take time before you make such decision, because some decision we make in life zinakuwa very painful, zinatuletea depression, karibu wengine wanajitoa uhai, committing suicide. So ako hapa kwa sababu ya hiyo, and also just know that her story is to help you you especially when you're kwa marriage, when you na face the same situation alikuwa na face, to know how you're going to handle things or the situation, to know how maybe you will stay or come out, isn't it? So ako hapa kushare vitu kazo, and also she has a YouTube channel. Atakuwa anatupea the name of YouTube channel because ameanzisha YouTube channel, na ningependa sana after watching this story you run to her YouTube channel and watch what she is doing there. And I know we will support her and tumsaidie reach that place anataka kureach, because her goal is to help you ambao unatutazama. So without wasting so much time, I welcome you all. Welcome. This is KG Mtoto wa Mungu TV. Karibuni sana as I introduce my guest to you. But before that, Happy New Year. Mko poa? Mambo?
Poa sana.
Uko fiti?
Poa sana, niko fiti kabisa.
Okay.
Mhm.
Karibu sana kwa show yetu.
Asante. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year too. Uko poa?
Niko poa.
You look smart.
Yeah. I feel good.
Okay.
I even feel more good kukua hapa na wewe leo. Yeah.
I don't take it for granted wewe kukuja, maana najua kukuja kwako tuna help people through your story.
Yes.
Your story sio venye watu wanaichukulia, maybe umekuwa kwa mitandao ngapi ama YouTube ngapi. Ni tunataka this story reach more people, at least wakaweze kusaidia, si ndio?
Yes.
So before you say anything, please introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you. My name is Elizabeth Wamboi Kiarie. I am a single mother of 2 little boys.
Okay.
I have a 5-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Okay.
I am a teacher by profession, even though I'm not teaching currently. I am a teacher for biology and chemistry. So, and also I love fashion. I deal in... Yes, actually I love dressing a lot. And I even do a line of kitenges, African wear, but I do on orders. So far, that is what I am dealing in. And I love life. I love life in general. And I thank God for giving me one, especially for the fact that I just survived domestic violence. Yes.
It was very tough for you.
Yes, very tough. Very, very hurting. And I have been wallowing in disbelief, and I have been wallowing in difficulties. After all that you put the stock on over the years, one day it just crumbles down and you have nothing to do about it. So ni uchungu, ni uchungu, ni uchungu. But I can still smile at my pain. Yeah.
So umezaliwa wapi, umetoka wapi, before we go to a story of marriage?
Mimi nilizaliwa Kiambu. Mahali panaitwa Dumberi, Tinganga village.
Yes.
I was born in a family of 8 siblings.
Yes.
My mama was married to my dad in Kiambu. So she was even wedded in a church wedding. And as a little girl, I used to admire my mom so much. And that is where my love for marriage or my desire for marriage borrows from. Because I used to admire my mom a lot. She used to handle the family so well. My mom raised me in church. Even when I was a very little girl, 3 years, 4 years, I would accompany her. And I used to love just the church setup. And that is something that I grew up with for a while until I came to meet my ex-husband. Now, I think my whole love for the family, I was drawing from my mother's marriage.
Inamaanisha your dad treat your mom very nicely.
Yes, for me, because it was not very nice. So the controversy here comes in kwa sababu hii familia yenye nilikuwa nina admire a lot. Na ninaangalia mama yangu, kumbe alikuwa na struggle na domestic abuse as well. Lakini as a little girl, see, when you are so little, you are so plain, you don't know whether there is anything else out there. That is the only thing I got to know. And the journey in the family, the father was a drunkard actually. Alikuwa anakunywa pombe sana, saa yote ulevi. Among my siblings kulikuwa na my brothers wenye ni wakubwa mbele yangu, and then I had other sisters after me. So huu ulevi unapata when he comes home drunk, there is a lot of violence. Anachapa watoto, anachapa mama. Yeah, he used to beat my mother a lot. And the brothers, the bigger ones, would run away. And it was so chaotic. I think the reason why I was, admiring it is because for me per se, I had not experienced any violence. I had not been beaten, and he would treat me nice actually, given that there are some traditions that enable that, because he was treating me as the the mother. You know, I am named after his mother, and he used to treat me nicer than the other siblings. So for me, I never got to experience it so much. But the fact that you are among the people who are experiencing it, it gets to you. There are even these instances whereby I would be, for example, we are in bed at night. You know, those times when you are sleeping, a little child used to, our parents in olden days, they used to keep us in their beds until some age, then they get rid of you. Around 2, I would even experience my mother, you know, being violated at night. Like there is this night when I woke up and found my dad is standing. You know, I was sleeping, then commotion wakes me up. Napata my dad alikuwa amesimama hapo ameshika those flashlights that used to use the cells. Ameshika hiyo flashlight and my mother is bleeding from the nose, from the ears. And when I get to see that as a child, that picture then goes away. And I come to understand it years later when I am grown, that he was beating my mother with that flashlight. And another instance, like sometimes I'm in bed. The next thing I am looking up, I'm seeing the sky. That means we were in bed, but now we are outside. And those were the violent moments that he would come home and violate the mom, and then she would run away with the kids. And it was so bad because even in that marital home, he would bring women. He would bring these women to this marital home. Alikuwa anakuja nao pale, mama anapigwa, mama anafukuzwa. So I got to experience that. Yes, even though it's not getting to me directly, obviously that is now coming to me because I belong there. Yeah.
Wow.
But as a little child, you never get to, you know, discern it properly because you don't know what exactly is right and what is wrong. So I grew with that for some time. But then some years later, we left that place. Actually, as the result of the same violence.
Ni kama tu ilikufuata.
Yeah, mama alitoka akaenda.
Now, hii kwa sababu haikukuaffect kwa sababu ulikuwa mtoto mdogo. So ikikuingia sana. Now, whether to move from now background or your family issues, nini tuingie sasa to your story about your fiancé. Tell us mlimit wapi, kulienda aje?
My story begins at a bad marriage. And before this bad marriage, as a little girl, when my mom left, so I was taken up by other people. I had a guardian who was my mom's sister. That's my auntie. She raised me for a while. Then because I didn't like the violence there as well, I remember walking away. Jusi kupenda vile alikuwa na nitri. She was also violent. So I walked away from that home, nikaenda to, and I ended up with, at the nuns' places. These nuns, our sisters were kanisa, because I am a Catholic. And I used to see my mom with the nuns because she used to work for them. My schools were for the nuns also. So I used to trust them. And I just walk one day and I walk into a compound written Sisters of Our Lady of Charity. I get in there and I say to the sister in charge, I want to go to school. So the sister in charge happened to like me because of the emphasis. And she traced my mother, because I had run away from my auntie. She traced my mother, and now that's how I was reconciled with my mom. We were separated by a depression that she had. But after treatment in the hospital, now we were reconciled by the nun, and the nun took up my education. So I got into boarding school at class 4 with this nun. She was catering for my education. That one kind of separated me from the violence, actually, because now what I was experiencing in that family where my dad was so violent was now broken up by these nuns schools. You know, I got into the boarding. I would go and school. After 3 months, I go to my mom for 1 month. That way it was a bit lesser, and by that time my mother had already left, so she was a single mother. Now that kind of protected me until I got to university level, the Catholic university. And it is at this Catholic university that I now meet this man who who makes my life a living hell. Yeah. So that's where I met him at the college. Those who know Queer at Karen, that's where I studied for my educational course. And it starts at about my graduation. But even before my graduation, when my graduation is away, I still have some time in the school. And I remember this day I was standing at a school gate. So a vehicle comes. That vehicle came, it had 4 people in. And when the vehicle is going in, I was going from school. I had my backpack. nilikuwa ninaenda for lunch. Now I'm done with my classes. I was waiting for a city hopper. The vehicle comes, there is somebody smiling at me from the back seat. And I smiled back. You know, as an innocent girl, I just smiled back on the bus stop. And then the vehicle goes in. When the vehicle parks, this man who was smiling at me surprisingly came back out to the gate where he had seen me. The other three went inside. So from there, he was like, "Hey, I like you. You're so beautiful, you know." And he was asking for my number. What's your name? But I didn't even tell him my name. I didn't give him the number because okay, this is a stranger. I was just smiling, you know, the normal smile tu ya kumsmailia cause ni vile tu unaweza ambia mtu habari yako mzuri. So me akakuja hapo, he wants the number. Kwambia no, I can't give you my number, and then my bus happens to come. So there were other people on the bus stop. So we get in the city hopper. And surprisingly, he gets in with me in this bus. So nikaingia nikapata kiti. City hopper, they had away those days. I don't know whether they are still there. They had seats 3 this side and 2 this side. So I get 2 people there. I get a seat there, the third one.
Bado ziko.
Yeah, Zico. So he gets a seat at the back. So we didn't talk. He's just at the back. But I knew because I just saw him at the vehicle. I knew he's following me. When this bus gets to my destination, now where my hostel was, I have to alight and then go down a certain alley. I tell the conductor to drop me there, and he stands up and pays for 2. Wow. Okay.
Feel too good.
Yeah, you know, you just accept the gesture. So mi nikakubali tu na nikashuka, and he gets down with me. I remember him, you know, persisting on, you know, I like you, give me your number, give me your phone number. And I didn't, first of all, something came to my mind that he's following me. And, you know, I was at Karen. At Karen, you know, it's very, you know, private. There are not many people around. If a vehicle passes, one vehicle, another one might take too long, or there is none at all. So I remember running down the alley because I wasn't sure why he's following me. And I could see him at the back there still coming down. But when I got to my gate, I go inside. I didn't bother what happened after that. And it's from there that I would meet this man. Naenda shule nampata kwa gate ya hostel. Ako tu kwa gate ya hostel. And he's like, wow, I asked you for the number. Then now it appeared to me ni mimi anafuata hivyo. And I go to the, you know, hostel gate, nampata huko on and off for 6 months. Yeah, and these 6 months hakuna kitu inaendelea, ni 2 conversations. Hi, stop ignoring me, give me the phone number, please. Okay, just and okay, by hovering around there for some time, he had even known my name. Anajua already I am Liz because alikuwa asha interact with those security guys there. So that's how now he is getting familiar. But then what happened is that I had another boyfriend. By the time he's coming to ask for this number, I had another boyfriend, but this one was not in school with me. That was my college boyfriend, and he used to meet me because he was working with the Vivo Energy, the oil company. So it happened that after some time, they transferred him to Nigeria. And now that was a gap. When he was transferred, I tried to keep up, you know, the long distance relationship. I'm trying to talk to him. He's not replying. That's when I noticed this man who has been following me for 6 months. Yeah. I think if this guy was still around, I wouldn't have. If this boyfriend of mine had not gone to work in Nigeria, I wouldn't have maybe given him attention. But after some time, I gave him attention and I gave the number. Now, surprisingly, I gave him this number. Once I gave him the number, hata hakudial, he just went off for like a week. And he started chatting me on Facebook. So when we are chatting, one day I am home. I remember it was on a Thursday. I am at home at my place. Now I had finished. I had graduated. I'm renting a place whereby I can now bring another gender, because the first one I wouldn't have taken anybody. It was a girls' hostel. Now I'm renting a smaller place, but I can have guests. And we start chatting. And I tell him, hey, I'm bored. You're welcome. I welcome him to my place. And he gladly comes. I remember receiving him. And it's today that I learned I wasn't supposed to do that.
Instead of you going to his place,
yes,
you call him to
come he comes. Wow. So everything was wrong at the word go.
The way you started.
Even at the gate, he is getting in a bus that he doesn't know where the bus is going. That was wrong already. I get to learn that today. So he comes to my place on a Thursday. It was around 3
Yes.
p.m. and I welcome him. And wow, I'm even noticing him. And at that time we used to, when the girls at that time, I was younger. At 22, my thinking was, wow, tall, dark, handsome. Mine was TDHH, tall, dark, handsome, and hairy. And he has all these qualities.
that you're
and,
looking for.
and I am swept off my feet. I like him already. So he gets to spend the night at my place, actually. And I'm
That
telling
first
you,
day?
yes, and that
God.
it gets dark and he doesn't go. And okay, I'm already entertaining him with the feeding, the beverages, and then it gets dusk, he doesn't go. And that night starts with a lot of sex, actually. A lot of sex.
First day in your house.
After hovering around for 6 months.
The first thing you did is to call him to?
Exactly.
What?
So it happens this Thursday night. We are so into each other. I even remember running out of the condoms, the protection. I did not have enough. We have ran out. Actually, I'm the one who had the protection. He didn't bring any.
It's like the whole night is one.
And we ran out. And when we ran out, I'm not worried. I like him already. And I'm telling you, Thursday, Friday, we are still in the house. Saturday, we are still in the house. We get out of that house on Sunday because we ran out of food. Tuna need kitu ya kukula.
Mlikula,
So,
mkafanya mapenzi,
yeah, we are not getting out Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We get out on Sunday.
But you saying that you will have sex the whole night. Let me ask you this question. The first guy mwenye msema alikuwa transferred to Nigeria.
Yes.
Mlikuwa have sex like how long?
I have stayed for a while, like 4 months there,
so
since he left. So for me, I was still following the relationship. Nikijaribu kuona if it's still working, but he just cut me off. He never communicated. So by the time I'm cutting it off, it was already about 4 months when he's already gone.
Huyu kukuja make things right.
Yes, and it was so, and for me, when I was getting into it, this guy appeared to me like he's already familiar. He's been hovering around 6 months. So for me, that one looked like I already know him.
Yeah.
Why I wasn't scared of anything.
Anything, you can do anything for him.
I was even bonding already. Because for me, I was having sex. I'm giving sex. I'm offering sex because it's a way of bonding for me. And my mind was telling me it's love. When you love somebody, you have sex with them. And again, according to my values, I don't have sex for nothing. So for me, I was genuinely, bonding. Unfortunately for him, it was something else. So when we get out on Sunday and we get food, we come back.
Inside?
Yes, and we continue. On Monday now, we are still there. On Tuesday, I had a class because after graduation, I was taking computer courses. I had driving, I had tailoring, so that I don't stay idle before I get something doing. So it's Tuesday that I get a tailoring class and I have to go. That's when we part ways since Thursday. And that's how now we meet physically. And from there, now I go to class, he goes away. He used to stay with the parents then. And when now we are missing each other. When will this Friday come? I need to see my boyfriend. Actually, for me, I got into it. Genuinely, I'm missing the person already. And he was also looking for me. It even happened that he started proposing to me things like, I want you to be the mother of my children. I love you. I'm chasing you around for these 6 months because I want you. Why don't you move in with me? He left the parents. He went somewhere and rented a bed sitter. So in this bed sitter now, it's because he wanted to see me more and properly. He even wanted me to move in. But for me, I was just fresh from school. For him, he had left earlier, but he had not gotten a job yet. So at least at that point, I reasoned and thought, oh, if I move in and we get these babies, we get this family, how are you going to cater? For me, I don't even have a good job yet. We are not stable yet. So I kept on pushing him to go and get ready, to go and get a foundation, And that's now how I end up dating this man for 7 years. because every time I'm thinking it's working out, there is another interruption. Job not yet.
Yeah.
He's still, looking for work. Okay, for me, maybe I'm not ready.
Yes.
And now okay, that pushing and pushing, I was expecting a better situation before I move in, but it never happened. By then, for me, I got a job, teaching job. So I went to teach for 2 years. So my boyfriend, we are now lovers, but we don't have stable finances. So we just used to see each other.
Yes.
And I kept on pushing him to go and look for something before I move in. He kept on proposing that I want you to move in. I love you. So it turns into 2013. 2013,
Kwani mtakula mapenzi sure?
yeah, 2013 we start quarreling over me refusing to move in. And I'm like, no, how?
But
We are
ulikuwa
not.
na work.
Yeah, I'm working, but for him, not yet. I even remember I used to take care of him because when I have the money, I'm getting a salary
Akiwa
here.
hata kwake.
Yeah, for him, he doesn't have yet. But because he's my person, I would even take care of him. I remember I would even walk into Nakumat when I'm going there. I get shopping. I go to his house for that comfort because I love him.
Yeah.
He's my man. But I'm waiting for him at least, to get something before I move in.
Yeah.
And it took some time. Tukakuwa tu hivyo, and we started quarreling one time about, you are refusing to move in, you are wasting my time. You think I'm gonna be chasing you around all this time, nikikufuatafuata unafikiri uko na nini?
Kwani
You
anakufuata
think
kwa
you are
nini?
so special.
Kwa nini anakufuata?
I keep on telling you, I love you, move in. And then he says he's done with the relationship. So I say it's okay. For me, I don't want to get into a marriage whereby we can't cater for even a child, even for ourselves. And I thank God I tell him, no, I'm not interested in this kind of a relationship also. And he goes and I go. Immediately somewhere there, I get a job, a different job. So I leave school. After 2 years, I go into research company. I started working for a company called ICR in Upper Hill. So I go into research, and this job was good. I was a junior officer and I was earning 70,000 shillings. So yeah, things were looking good for me, thank God. And now he's here, not yet, nothing yet. Bado haso ijajipa. And I continued that way. I'm still seeing him. I still love him anyway. So by the time I'm getting this job, he comes with, when we broke up anyway. When we broke up, there is this lady who comes into the picture and he gets married immediately after we break up. Yes. 6 months later, I get a sick brother in Kenyatta Hospital and I have this new job. So I am busy. I didn't even get to feel that breakup. So this, after now, beginning of 2014, 6 months later, he comes to me. I remember I was coming from the hospital to visit my brother. I'm outside my corridor and I'm wiping my shoes for tomorrow.
Yes.
I see very big shoes and looking up, it's him. We broke up. We broke up 6 months ago.
Yes.
Now he's here. Wow. Yeah, and I was having a patient. I was so stressed and I'm like, welcome. Mind you, he comes in akanipatia story venye alienda akaoa. He's the one who's telling me this story now, 6 months after we broke up. So that 6-month gap, he tells me there's a lady who I married and she had a miscarriage. See, she's very dirty. This lady is a prostitute. She's sleeping with men. She's sleeping around. See, the uterus cannot even hold babies. And he's telling me those things about her. Unfortunately, I was not aware that I'm not supposed to listen to that. I didn't know. I just pity my man. I pity him. Oh, sorry. How can people do this to him? He was even telling me how the mother of the girl comes and takes the girl and sweep the house. The house was, the things were taken. Nyumba imefagiliwa, vitu zake. Yes, and I pity him. Who does that to this good man? Why, how can people treat this man like that? I think I still loved him. Even after this 6-month gap, I'm not seeing anybody.
It's like ulikuwa unamngojea tu.
Yeah, it's like I'm just there. And I welcome him at a pillow talk. He's telling me these things, and in the morning we go and see a patient. Mind you, I remember I had met a pilot from this company that I went for research. It was
After
a
my
Greece.
break na
Yeah, it is a Greece company. These people from Greek, they would travel so many times. They have friends around, and they have a friend who was a pilot who happened to see me there. This pilot goes and asks for my mother to ask my mother for my hand in marriage. He has not touched me. He's doing it the right way. And I remember telling my mother, if you take his money, just know I have somebody. I rejected him because I have the guy.
Wow.
And mind you, what happened after that, I regret. Even the person who is asking properly, I'm not seeing that. I get to miss that.
Like this one yananichezea
I get to miss that one.
opportunity.
Yeah, it's like I did not know how, as a girl, I should be taken up by a man. I think in general there is a way. When it's about marriage, there's a way a woman should a man marries.
Yes.
There's a way a woman should be taken,
Yes.
But I was missing that too. I'm keeping this, I am rejecting that.
Una blame wazazi hawako kufunza hiyo.
I think
I mean, it's like to vile tu
there is a
you
gap.
fall in love with this guy sana so
There
much
is a very big gap because today I know if I had ever had something, I wouldn't have, fallen for it like that. I never got to hear anything, but now I don't know who was supposed to say what. Yeah.
Tuendelea.
So then we get back together, and now we are lovers again.
After 6 months.
Yes, he was married, and now that one has gone. It was even a come we stay marriage.
So hata kuichukulia big deal.
No, I'm even available. I'm just there. I love him anyway. I just take him back. And we continue. I'm still working. We are now seeing each other. I would go to his bed sitter. By the time I'm getting this job, I had some good money now. I took a good house. Now I can, it was a 1-bedroom at Hardy. I used to pay this house 25,000 shillings a month. And for me to supplement this, when you're growing financially, I wanted to expand my territories. I had opened kaduka kitenges, and I used to sell mutumba camera at Bomas.
So you're working and also you have business.
Yes, and I was running that business because I had done a tailoring course for 6 months. At least I knew how to do tailoring. And now for me, I was looking at it, when you want now to grow and you want to expand yourself, financial territories.
Yes.
Nikafungua hiyo duka. So I was working, I have this job, and now I have a good place at Hardy. And at Hardy, those houses, they are not available. Karen is not for those rentals. So when you get one, they are very expensive.
Yeah.
But I used to do that because now that's where I was actually. And he was happy for me. He would come and crash at my place because we are lovers. I would go to his place, at the bed sitter. And there was still excuses that he doesn't have a job yet. He has not found something yet. So, but for me, because I love him, I didn't mind the money. We will grow together. He's my person. So I kept on seeing him like that.
I hope umeandika note. We will grow together. Hapo.
Yes, we will grow together. Those are the things that are going on in my mind.
Mtagrow together na hata afanye anything. Kwanza hata mayai. Tugrow pamoja.
Hata smoky.
Ukweli bana.
Hata kwa hii duka ya kitenge angekuwa hata anaenda hapo basi ananisaidia.
I need to wash to manage the shop.
He's not oriented that way, but for me I'm so into this family and love thing. I'm not seeing any of this.
When you're growing together, we will go together. If I'm doing this and you're doing this, I'm up, you're down. So at least nakushika tuki.
Actually, I would even stock my kitenges and mutumbas at the shop on weekends. Akiwa in the house waiting for me.
Sleeping.
Yeah, in my house. He's waiting.
Working.
I finish from Gikomba, getting those bills. I
The
come.
woman is working.
And I had a girl who used to run the shop for me when I'm working. So, as funny as it is, I don't think it's funny. As serious as it is, I keep on seeing him. So one day, it gets to 2017. We had this election that was not ending. There were, election rank was about, votes, what. And we get to November, nothing is resolved yet. At the job, they laid us down. They said we have to call off until we see what happens with the government. So I'm not going for research at Upper Hill for some month, that time when you had those elections. Then I come to my shop. My clients, most of them were foreigners. The ones who come to the Catholic University, they are from Nigeria. The ones who would buy for me, the whites, they withdraw. Some have gone back to their countries because mostly I relied on foreign students in Catholic University. So the business is derailing a bit. Now I get bored and I say, I'm not working, I don't have this shop to run, can I go to my boyfriend's? I go to my boyfriend's at the Besita. And at that time, he was not asking me for the baby the way he was asking when we met 2011.
The first time.
Yeah, so in 2017, he has now relented from asking me. And I'm wondering, why can't he ask me now? Because now my age had also gone, to some level where now I'm ready for this baby. I'm ready for this moving in that we were quarreling about. But he's no longer asking. It happens that when I was in there with him during this election 2017, around November, he asked me, hey, babe, I love you so much and we are wasting time. Why don't we crown this with a baby? I am not ready to marry you. I don't have a dowry now, but those things will follow. Instead of wasting time, we crown this with a baby, and then the dowry and the money things, they will follow. To me, it sounded like a proposal on one knee. It sounded like a ring on one knee.
But now because wewe ulikuwa unangojea ukasema yes.
Yeah.
Why not?
Kwenye nilikuwa nimefunga nikafungua sasa. I want this baby. And now I started looking for this baby in November. It didn't even take me long. By December we separate because we have to go for holidays. I remember December we separated. I went for Christmas holiday. He went away also. We didn't even talk. And when I am at home in January, at my mom's, I come in January, I need to go back to my work. Now the elections had the court had resolved everything. People are back. I need to go to work. Before I go to work, I have to set my business again. I have to do this. I have to do that. So I rush back to Karen. I start setting up my things and I start feeling so hot. I'm feeling so weird. There is something.
I'm not okay.
Yeah, and I decided to go to the hospital, and it's true. I am pregnant. This baby that was supposed to crown this love has happened. Wow. And then
wow.
I was very happy actually, a baby. And I call him. He responds to that phone call. I knew it. I was going to become a father. It's like he also felt it when we were doing this. He already felt like he's going to be a father. That's the kind of a reply I get around January, mid-January. So now this one comes. My wife is pregnant. I have to take my wife to my place. My wife and my baby cannot stay out here. I remember he dialed my mother. He asked for my mother phone number. You know how I give you the number and I'm expecting you to maybe make an invite, make an introduction. But he announced the marriage. I am marrying your daughter. That guy called my mother.
On the phone?
Yes.
I'm marrying your daughter.
Yes. Okay, before my mother would even ask me what is going on.
And Annie, it's like...
I'm being bombarded with these issues. Before my mother asked me... some men are just bad, If someone is a bad person, it's just a bad person. How he dialed that number? Alidial hiyo number, wamemeet wapi? Hata kuongea kwa hiyo simu they had never.
So mamako ako like, you're marrying my daughter?
Yeah, and before I answer, no, me now, I have to answer some questions. Before I answer those questions, I'm already bombarded with another one. Like, a woman does not go to the husband's house with possessions. Possessions, the sofa set. You have a kitchen with cooking pots. Those things don't go to a husband's.
Who said that?
He told me that because I'm getting married, I have to get rid of those things. And now my easiest way was to sell them. And I did cheap sales. They are my possessions. Do you want a TV? I call somebody, do you want a sofa? Those people who do second-hand things, they come and take the one they like.
Kama ni kiti, leta 1,000 waenda nayo.
Oh my God. And that's how I get rid of my possessions, because I can't get married with my things.
Vitu ulinunua expensive.
Yeah.
Sasa ni kupeana.
A bed worth 40,000, I'm giving it at 15 because I need to go. You know,
to get married.
And it was like this marriage was like today. It's not
Why today?
3 months later. And I remember someone somewhere was asking me, why today?
Yes, why today?
I think
why today?
Something was wrong with me as well. Mtu anafaa ni slap.
Why today?
And you know, those that don't get a client,
Yeah.
my friend, my closest friend comes, she takes those curtains, the carpets that are worn out. The girl?
The guy.
Ongata Rongai in a bed sitter. Me, I'm in Karen Hardy.
So
I'm moving from Karen Hardy, my one bedroom, to my husband's bed sitter. And my friend, actually, my best friend comes. She's like, what are you doing? Something is wrong with you. I will not even clear with the landlord. She was left in the house. I told her, you go, you clear with the lady. You know, yeah, and she get the things that were not.
Those things zinafanyika tu na the only person ambaye amekupenda, true love.
Really?
Hivyo tu, lakini mwenye it's like ani ulikuwa umempenda na roho yako, hata sio roho, with everything you have.
Stupidity.
Tuendelee tu.
So he put me in an Uber with my suitcase, with my baby in the womb, and my bae.
You're going to get married.
Yeah. And that's how I go to the bed sitter now.
Your husband.
Yeah, now I have a husband, the father of my children.
From one bedroom to bed sitter.
Yeah, remember he used to profess a lot about how he loves me and he wants to make me the mother of his kids.
So, wewe ulikuwa unafanya according to his prophecy.
Yeah.
And also you are ready to be his
I was
wife.
very ready to be a wife. I was very ready to be a mother. And I now I get there. You know, Proverbs 31, prepared. That woman, the all beautiful one, or that woman. And I go. When I'm doing this, something was telling me maybe he has upped his game. He is now prepared for a wife. I go to that bed sitter. It's the same bed sitter that I.
Wacha tu apita, wacha tu ni dakika ngapi? Huyo naye. Leo ni leo. Dakika ngapi? 39 sawa. Nitaikata tu. Story kwa fiti tuendelee.
So, when I'm going to this bed sitter, I'm going to this bed sitter, the Proverbs 31, prepared. That woman, the all resourceful one.
So alikuwa already ashapata job.
No, I am imagining in my mind that because he's now proposing all this, he has upped his game.
Yes.
And I get this bed sitter. It's the same one that I got pregnant on the floor. On a mattress on the floor where I got pregnant. It's the same
on
way.
The floor.
Yeah. So I get there. It's still that way.
So you're selling your bed over 40,000 to go and sleep on the floor.
I the cooking pots, I have to wash the one for, skuma wiki. I cook tea, I wash, I cook ugali, and I have gotten rid of mine. I had those things. But I get rid of those. When I come here, I don't know what was going on.
Mapenzi wewe. Yaani Mungu nileta mapenzi lakini inatesa watu. Yalikutesa sisi. Unajua wanasemanga mapenzi yanarani dunia.
Is there no
wako sijui ni rani kiwango gani?
Mapenzi yanarani dunia. Is there no a thin line between stupidity and love?
Yako I think ilikuwa both.
Stupidity and love, they are related.
Yako ilikuwa both. Kwa sababu hata pia love inakuanga na mipaka. Sasa yako ilikuwa imeingia hiyo. Hiyo yenye hata imagine unaenda mtu anakuambia twende tu kwa hiyo moto, tupite kwa hiyo moto, tutapita tu twende.
You mean love is not blind?
Love is blind, but you are not blind.
A good one. Wow. So now I have my babe, I have my baby, and I am now a married woman. I serve this man the way I know how, the best way I can treat this man that I love so much. and I used to do his things. And now he tried a lot and he got a job at least. He started doing something to do with gym servicing equipment.
Okay.
That was good because it was working. It is then that I hear, you are tiring the baby. I am the man of the house. What are you going to do at Upper Hill? Can you quit that job? I am going to take care of you and my baby. I am the man of the house. And for me, he has crowned himself this king. Why not? I'm going to be a queen. Mind you, you know what I did? You'll be shocked. I went to Upper Hill and resigned. Actually, I tried to resign from the house on Monday. I said, I'm not coming to work. I quit. The boss says, no, you can't quit like that. Come over here. What's the problem? And this lady, my boss was a lady. She's trying to tell me, pregnancy, you can take a maternity leave. Please, why are you quitting? And I'm like, no, I don't want to hear it. I'll be okay. I've been called babe. I have been told how
Kuna
he's
kitu
the
nilikuwa
one,
nataka kusema, wacha niseme.
how he's the man of the house.
My God.
And I feel like, wow, he's the king. He's crowning himself the king. Definitely, I'm going to be the queen. So why should I struggle with this morning sickness?
Jobs,
I'm going to work, and he's there. And that gets into me. And again, I had this notion about being at home mom. I want to be a family woman. I used to see my mother doing things around there.
Husband,
Yeah.
clean the children,
If that is what it takes,
him
yeah.
to go to work.
If that's what it takes, then the office should go. Mind you, I am at home now.
Doing nothing.
Yes, and I'm pregnant. This pregnancy is heading to 3 months. And I was getting very bad morning sickness. Some women get, it comes differently. Mine was very bad. I have to go to Bomas anyway because I still have the business and at least do that and still run this small house of ours. I'm newly married. I'm newly pregnant. And he comes, babe, why are you paying this lady 12,000? You know how to tailor. You can do these things yourself. Mind you, Elizabeth, go and fire your girl.
My God.
I fired the girl. And now I have the shop to myself. And I have to, deal with this morning sickness of mine. I have to go to Gekomba. Anyway, the other job has gone. I thought it is going to be easier. Customers are now coming. I can't meet the orders. I can't even go to that Gekomba. I don't feel like waking up. I want to stop around and puke fast. And the girl is gone. The one who knew. She was there for 5 years.
5 years.
This lady was on my desk for 5 years. I was at the...
Your husband alikwambia in one day.
So these customers are coming. I am not meeting any orders, and then now the whole thing is is now crumbling. It had arrears from the election that was so prolonged, so I am owing. And I have some savings from the company where I was working. They even sent me away with a token of 150K. 150K, I had savings. I added to that. I had these cheap sales that I did, so I added some money there. And in my bank, I have some little, a little something. I'm not just, empty. Yeah, so I decided maybe I should now run after this shop. I started paying debts. The debt is too big. I'm not able to catch up. Like I would go and pay half the money, 50K. Remember, by the time you are paying this half, next month is also counting. So the debt is kind of not going away. And I'm like, babe, why don't you help me? And who was I asking to help? Don't worry, I will do it. Oh, sijali, nitakulipia next month. So I realized that if these savings keep on, being dented like this by this debt, I'm running after a debt that is, taking my savings and it's not bringing back, I'm not making any profits anymore. Half the money, the money I was making per month is not even half. So I just decided to leave it. And the Indian guy comes, repossesses his shop with my things inside, the stock, machines and everything. He padlocks. I am owing him.
Okay.
So he has to repay his...
The landlord.
Yeah, so he padlocks the shop and I'm going home now.
Empty-handed.
Yes, just like that. and now I am a full-time housewife.
My God.
It's okay. He said he loves me and he will take care of me and the baby. I'm not worried.
So wewe uko tu hapa tu I love you. That one umeshikilia hapo.
He's
Hapo kwa love ndio
nimekwama
umesimamia.
hapo. I'm hooked there.
I love you. I love you too. Hata utalala njaa, I love you.
Babe. In fact, when I got to that house, a lot of babes, a lot of sweethearts, a lot of,
Zilikuwa nyingi kuliko ukiwa nje.
so much of those,
So ukaona bwana.
It was a conviction trick. I had to be convinced,
Tuambie after sasa umeacha kazi, umeuza shop, how life
Now
ilikuwa
hell
ambapo ndio hell ilianzia sasa.
now hell breaks loose. When I am in this house now, no job, nothing doing. I'm just waiting for him at the door, picking coats and serving food. And now my 3 months of pregnancy now, the morning sickness goes. That is called the first trimester. The second one is usually very, very calm, very hyper. I'm feeling so good now. I'm even serving my husband. I'm doing everything for him, and I'm treating him so nice. And when he comes home one day, I remember it was raining heavily. This rain that rains sometimes and doesn't stop. I'm missing my husband so much. And I can't wait for him to get home. So he gets home, I serve him food, I treat him the way I usually treat him. Sometimes he would even come home very tired. That wife I was talking about, he can't go and take a shower. He's so tired. I take warm water in a trough. I go to the bedroom and I clean him face to toes. Yes, I clean. He's so tired.
Romantic hiyo kiwango.
He is so tired to go there.
Are you from Uganda or Kenya? I'm just asking because those things we normally
a Ugandan can do that.
Only Uganda or Uganda. Uganda's ladies. Uganda ladies or Uganda ladies, not Kenya. Kenya nakwambia ndio hiyo chai ndio hiyo maji. Or Nigeria.
Acts of service I'm not failing.
You are doing everything to make sure that
the acts of service, it has to work. Even the verbal, I'm not failing. I'm there saying good things. But now I noticed that since I got pregnant, we've been sleeping here with cuddles and all that. He's now sleeping there.
There where?
In bed, we sleep here.
Yes.
But since I got pregnant, I had realized that he's no longer here. He is over there. I try to get closer. I'm being pushed away. Something just, went off when I got pregnant. And I remember that night, I was feeling so lonely. It's so chilly. And I remember telling him, hey, babe, please cuddle me, we sleep. And I remember I had a bottle, a hot water bottle. There is some hot water pad. We put warm water when we have cramps to calm that. So I used that bottle to warm myself because I was feeling chilly. So when I'm getting in bed, I had this bottle. And then I tell him, hey, babe, please cuddle me, we sleep. Because he was, he's far away. I'm just asking my husband for love. I'm asking my husband for company. And I'm telling you, he snapped. He pushed me out of that bed. First of all, he rolled, put his hand across, and then he felt this warm thing, and he pushed me out of the bed. And when he pushed me out of the bed, he gets off and he's slapping me and stepping on me, And I'm 3 months pregnant, remember? Blows, kicking, I got beaten.
Reason? Because?
And he's swearing, today you will know who I am. I can't even get into, you are planning to kill me. You are planning to kill me. I will kill you in this house before you kill me. And he was, uttering death phrases like that. How am I planning to kill you with a hot water pad? And it became something so bad, like from there we didn't sleep.
That night.
It was around 10. And I remember him now, he was even getting some kind of panting. You see the way you can provoke an animal kwa jungle, a provoked animal. Yeah. And I remember him locking up the door. with a padlock and puts the key with himself in bed. And then he's, cursing insults and so weird things. And then I saw him at a certain point pick a mirror. A mirror. I had a mirror on the wall.
Yeah.
I used to look at myself. He goes to that mirror and he's hitting it with the hand, the fist. Yeah. And it's cutting him. And when it doesn't crash properly, he picked some of that, went to the cooking area, and there's that garlic crusher. He puts the glass inside and he's crushing it. And he's saying how if I hear a voice in this house, you are going to feed on this. I am going to feed you with this glass. And at that point, I'm cold quiet. I don't know what to do. It's raining heavily outside. I have never seen him like that for 7 years. Yeah. 7 years. If you would tell me that he would shout, if you were to tell me he can crease his face, I wouldn't believe him.
Yeah. Sorry. Wow. A very painful story.
And I get beaten. So I remember because of that chill and that fear now, I was sitting somewhere on a small seat. There is a bed. It is a bed seat. There's a bed. There is a small seat. Then there is a cooking area.
Yes.
I'm just sitting on this seat. He's there, and I can't move. I can't scream. If I scream, it's raining.
Yeah. Nobody will hear.
Yeah, and he's swearing how I'm going to kill you. I am going to feed you with that glass. So it gets to a point where I'm now quiet. Nothing is happening. He's just, cursing, insulting me in, hours. And like from 11, 10, the time is not moving. It's like days that I'm in there. It gets to 4 p.m. He starts beating me again. And I remember him ripping my clothes off after beating me. I'm there crying, and I remember him ripping off. Remember when he crashed this glass?
Yes.
This place, before that, he was going to the bathroom, bringing water in a bucket and pouring the water on me. When he's crashing this mirror, it's cutting him. There was blood, all over. And I remember him, tearing my clothes off, and he raped me.
What?
I was raped that night, and I was 3 months pregnant. Yes.
But wewe ni bibi yake, mbona angekuomba tu kwa roho safi?
Yeah. After being beaten so severely, even where he's lying me for this sex, there is water, glass, there is blood. The blood, even the bed sheet has his blood all over. And the scene was so bad. So for me, I hold on. I'm hoping maybe by the time he's done, he's gonna calm down.
And apologize.
Yeah, and actually when he finished the act, he calms down and he gets to bed and he's snoring.
Like nothing happened.
Yeah. I sit there again, and before it is 6 a.m. in the morning, he wakes up again now because it's his time to wake up, and he has sex with me again in that commotion still, with that roughness still. And he gets to the bathroom and he now wants to go.
Niongee na sauti kidogo. Penye umefika ndio tamu iko. 55. So that 9 na 55, eh? Editing. Kama atajua tulisimama.
So he gets up. He's now ready to go to work. He has sex with me again. By in force. That commotion, in that roughness, in that chaos,
Raping again.
Yeah.
In the morning.
Yes, and still beating me actually. And now he wants to go to work, and he's looking around, and I hear, what happened here? And I just kept quiet. He's asking me what happened here, but he took shower. I'm quiet. I didn't say anything.
Yes.
He's behaving as if he doesn't know what happened. And I heard him say, if you be a good girl, and you don't provoke me, nothing like this is gonna happen again.
Good girl.
Mm. And I don't provoke him.
Alikwambia how? Ama
Nothing, just be a good girl, don't provoke me, nothing like this will happen again. So I provoked him, that's why that happened.
just like that.
Yes, and you know, I am so hurt actually from the beatings.
Yes.
I wait for him to get out, and I now need to go to hospital.
Yes.
I call my friend. I remember my friend telling me, "What is this? Don't clean it. We have to report it.
Yes.
This is wrong." And I remember telling my friend, "No, I am going to lose him, and I am pregnant. We don't. We
Your
clean."
fear was to lose him.
Yes, I have a baby already. So we go to the hospital and check. The baby is okay. But I remember because I was so hurt, I remember telling the doctor that I would like an abortion. She talked me into keeping the baby anyway. So I just had to deal with the person now, and I tried to call him to order. I want an explanation for what happened. And after the hospital, he says, "Hey babe, please don't cook today. I'm taking you out for dinner."
Wow, at least mwangaza inaonekana.
Yeah, I remember making up and covering the bruises with the makeup and nice dress. I'm even asking my friend, "How do I look?" And I go for this dinner,
Asking your friend.
and he takes me to a 5-star hotel, 5-star treatment, you know. I try to it's nice, but I still have something that happened. I try to bring it up. No, you're ruining everything. So we don't get to discuss it, and that's it. I am babe again. We go home. He's making love to me. He doesn't want to discuss it either.
I'm going to discuss the yesterday
Yes,
issue.
I
So
am.
you come and brush off.
Yes, and that was gone like that. I'm babe again. We are back home, and life continues. I heal from my bruises. My baby is still okay, and the baby is still growing. And it's from there now that this domestic violence started. After being with him for 7 years, that this is what I actually saw. I might have missed other things before within those 7 years, because I even remember I used to struggle for attention sometimes. Within the 7 years, he would be with the boys most times. He sometimes I would be find myself waiting for when he wants to see me, but I never noticed it. And when this violence is happening, that day when it started like that, with this glass and the panting and you know, the rape, I was not able to reverse the 7 years. Because now, how do I reverse the 7 years? I have never seen something like that. So from there, other things kept on happening. Yes, he would come sometimes. We quarrel over, you know, simple things. He would not talk to me. He doesn't want to talk. He's not communicating. Sometimes he would just, you know, silent treat me. Sometimes I would find myself like I remember one Christmas time, he goes with the boyfriend, the friends, you know, he leaves me there.
The wife.
No, the friends guy.
Anakuacha home kama wife and then a friend.
Yes, and he's away for a long time, 3 days, and it's Christmas time. That's when you're supposed to be with your lover,
Your family.
the family moments, you know.
Yeah.
And I kept on struggling. I found myself struggling for attention. But then I get this pregnancy grow, and we get to 8 months of this pregnancy. He used to take care of me. He's feeding me, but still when he's down, I still had some savings. I was using that money to keep up. By the time I'm pregnant here, for me, I was very sure after the baby I'm gonna get out again and go to work. So my savings were reducing, because when he's down, that is the same money we used to rely on. And I remember when I got to 8 months pregnant, the eighth month of this pregnancy now, akakuja, we were talking about preparations, and the house for a bachelor imeandikwa ukuta, writings and things like that. Yeah, so I tell him we need to make this room nursery like we are expecting a baby. And he says, "I don't have money. Where do you expect me to get that kind of money?" And I give him money because I had some money. So I say I'll give the money, and he asks for 40,000. For me, 40,000 anyway, I was thinking it will do other things. You know, you can paint the walls, you can get a cot, you can get a carpet here. And he takes the money. He goes with a friend to bring the paint. We had agreed over painting the room should be blue and white. When he goes, he brings paint that is green. You know the
Nyumba yote green.
the Safaricom green
Hiyo nayo.
for nursery.
Afadhali hata hiyo iko hapa.
So that is
Mimi nasema ni gani?
that means he wasn't with me on these agreements. You know, we say this, but he goes and does his own thing. Like, who are you to decide? And I get the Safaricom green actually.
I'm the man.
Imagine. Anyway,
I'm the king.
it's okay. He has already bought the paint anyway. So I keep quiet. Remember, I'm 8 months heavy.
Yeah.
And he paints the house one wall halfway. He doesn't finish, and I hear, I need some more money. This paint will not be enough. And now here is the problem.
Yes.
This savings since that time, January to now, you know, I'm getting in there.
Kidogo,
you know, yeah, the honeypot. The only money that is remaining there is around 52,000. And I have a month to get this baby now. Yeah. What is going to happen if we get this moment and he's down? I'm trying to hold on to this so hard. You know, he starts a fight that he wants money. I should give him my number. But actually, I trusted him. He's my lover. I gave him my PIN numbers. The one he doesn't have is my bank number. So the mobile one he has, but he wants to do the mobile transfer.
I hope I'm take notes.
So we start fighting. I love him. Why should I have secrets? I give him my pins. He has those. Yeah, I love him. I think I'm coming in here with the notion that there shouldn't be secrecy. Secrets in a relationship, secrets in a marriage. Yeah, so he has my numbers, but he wants to transfer some money that I'm telling him I don't have. Yeah. And he starts a fight. I remember him suffocating me with a pillow. He puts a pillow on me. I am lying down on my back. When you're 8 months pregnant, you're not supposed to lie like that. I even start feeling my legs are kicking. You know, the air is cutting off. And this phone that we are fighting for, I just give him. Actually, I remember, you know, feeling like he's serious. I globe for that phone. Nikaona ako serious, nakosa hewa. So nikajua hii ako serious. Give me the phone or you die here now and then. So I look for that phone. When I give him the phone, that's when he removes the pillow. At 8 months pregnant. Then he gets the pin. I give him the pin. He withdraws the 50K yote.
Akatransfer.
2K ni ya maintain 2K ilibaki.
So after umempea hiyo 40, akachukua tena 50. That's 90. Yeah. But already I'm paint green
Nusu, and the paint has Safaricom. Not even. And I'm there. So he gets the money, he goes with a friend. Yes. And he disappears actually. He doesn't paint anymore. Now this labor, it was preparation around 4 days to the labor that I'm expecting. Sometimes you have the dates. So it's about 4 days and he disappears. Yes. My friend, I'll never forget about this girl, may God bless her. She was by my side when all this was happening, and she's there. She picks the brush and paints the house. She, you know, there were plans, we need a seat, you know, after, you know, this, you know, making it good, courts where they are being picked from. She gets a driver, she picks those things, she brings them in there. Within those 4 days, she did it. Then I was expecting my labor like tomorrow. Yes. So sometimes now you are just there waiting. It happens tonight. When I'm expecting is tomorrow, that night I get the labor. The girl calls him. He shows up. In the morning around 3, he comes. Because now I'm on labor. But he pays the Uber guy. He doesn't go to the hospital.
Your husband.
The father of my children. He said...
The one who told you that, come, I want to marry you. Yes. I want you to be my wife.
Yes, I want
you to be the mother of my children.
Yeah, so I get in the Uber with him.
You sold everything because of him.
Yes, I quit my job because he was going to take care of his wife and children.
The queen.
Yes, I gave him that mandate because he's my husband. He doesn't go to the hospital with me. So the lady takes me to hospital.
Yes.
I'm on labor
Mm.
and I get the baby. He doesn't come. He comes the following day in the evening.
Mm.
He sees the baby. He's so excited. For me, I didn't even notice anything wrong with him not coming. Actually, he's the father of the child. He's not occupied anywhere. Even those who get occupied, they seek leaves and permissions
Sindio,
to go and
permission to go and
yeah, but I didn't even think of it as something
my
bad.
husband is busy working.
Yeah, he's okay. After all, he came and I don't know what was going on with me. So I get the
Kwani alikuwa
baby.
ameshika akamte? Sasa kwa bata niulize sababu hawa watu wanabehave hivyo ni hao watu wenye wamechanganywa kidogo. Ni kabila gani huyo mtu?
The one in your head. Hiyo yenye unafikiria. The number one tribe in your mind.
Sasa hata wewe mwenye
The number one
umefikiria ni huyo.
the number one tribe in your head ni
Ni
huyo.
huyo. Kali sana hiyo. Hiyo ni kali.
So I get the baby and he comes. The baby is so handsome, very nice boy. He goes, he tattoos the baby's name on the hand. Tattoo.
Hapo.
What's more than that? You know, he tattoos the baby's name. This
Kupeleka mama
guy.
yake usiato kujua alijifungua saa ngapi.
But he loves the baby so much, the baby that you bore him.
Oh, so tattooing is
What's more than that? That's a sign
that you love the baby.
Yeah, and you are into this. You really value this. You can even label yourself with it.
Really?
And I am carried away again. I don't even remember. He never took me to hospital. He had walked out on me when the house was painted half. You know, things when it's time for preparations, he's bailing out on you.
With your money.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
It's my money that is
Alichukua
even
kuanza kunyonga.
with a pillow.
Pole sister.
All
Ukiona
this
tuna
time.
smile, si ni kwa ubaya, ni vile unajua sasa when you're telling a story, you have to smile. Kwa sababu amelia sana. So umelia mpaka umechoka.
I've cried and I'm even thinking.
Nacheka, at least ni make tu pia acheke.
We should laugh at some of this stupidity actually because something was happening. I'm
Yeah,
actually doing some therapy and I hope in there someone can mention what some of these things were, you know. I hope because even me, I'm yet to understand myself. Maybe the problem was both ways.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Shida ilikuwa kwako. Wewe sema tu ndio ulikuwa na shida. Acha mambo mingi hapo. Shida ilikuwa tu kwako.
The problem
And
here was two-way
the way
traffic.
you loved this guy,
Mm-hmm.
I think ulikuwa young, then haukuwa umepata love kaa hiyo, and also you missed your fatherly love, acha niseme hivyo. So this guy coming into your life, alikuja akakucover, then that first sex I think ndio ili carry everything.
The bonding.
The bonding, because you said the whole night,
I'm creating bonds.
so you but sawa tuendelee.
So the baby comes home, everybody celebrates. Now I get to see. Remember, I met this guy. I fell head over heels. Who is his parents? Who is his brother? Who is his friend?
Ani miaka yote tuko hapa hivi hujaenda kwa
Who, yeah. And I didn't see it until. Who is his sister? Where did he grow up in? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know him.
You know nothing about him.
Yeah.
The only thing you know about him is
the only thing I know is what I'm seeing.
With that bedsitter.
The visual. The guy who is painting with him. Who is that guy?
Trick sana.
The guy who is painting with, who is that guy? So I get the baby home, very handsome, bouncing baby boy. I get to see the mother. She's so happy she gets a grandson. Even my mom comes, my people come, my sisters. I don't get to see his father. But at the same time, my father is not there. But, it just happens that the one who comes celebrate the baby and they go. Wow, I'm now a mom, a housewife, and I love this man so much. And, at that period, he's so loving. I am being treated so nicely. I remember I had no house help. He would cook. He would wash for me for some time.
Yes.
And a week or two now, he's nowhere to be seen. He's busy. You are there now with your baby.
Yes.
One day I wake up, he the phone now.
Yes.
He comes and tells me I had a phone. When I was working, I got an iPhone 6 when the iPhone was now in the market then. iPhone 6 Apple. I was able to buy myself that phone. So when I'm coming here, I have that phone, and he's liking it. He asked me, please, my job, your camera has a good resolution. I need to do something on your phone. It has good space. And I give him the phone.
Yes.
He doesn't return it. He goes, comes on Friday. Your mother is calling. And I remember that's how he took the phone from me. I remember picking the phone and trying to go in there. Now we were in another bed sitter with a small kitchen. It's a studio with a small kitchenette, a door, and then there's a big room. I'm going into the kitchen. No, sit here. What is it that you want to say that is private? I talked to my mother while seated there, and I picked the phone. Then he takes it back. So for a very long time in that house, I had no phone.
It's like ukwagiza kabisa.
He's using it. I can only use it when he's home. One day he comes with it. He had chatted on Facebook with some girl, and he puts it on the table. I go to grab the phone. He's sleeping. I pick the phone and I find that it's open. You use it and you don't log out. So I get a conversation. And this conversation, there is a meeting he had with a girl somewhere when I was pregnant.
Okay.
And she's thanking him for some souvenir cup, the coffee cups that you use, put coffee and you can go with it on the road, office. Souvenir cup. And I feel so bitter. I am here struggling with this thing.
Yes.
He can do this to me. And I get bitter. I go and wake him up at around 3. I want an explanation.
Yes.
And I get beaten up. So that is the first time around 3 months. I have a baby of 3 months. And now after the delivery, that's the first time now he hits me again.
Okay.
When I get beaten, I get so angry. I pick my baby and my things and I go to my mother's place. And then he doesn't say sorry.
He's stepping.
Yeah, 2 weeks later, I need diapers. At my mother's, they don't have a little baby. They wake up and go. You are left there. So he calls, babe, what happened? Please bring that baby back. You are the one who is provoking me. What was that? It's just a phone.
Yes.
You know what he said? A woman who is on phone and a woman who is at my house, who is at a better position? You are in my house. She's on phone.
Okay.
She's on Facebook. And I pick my baby and go